मामज्ञमेध्यक्षदृश्या कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्तैव यत्त्वात् त्वया मोजितौ भक्तिभजौ कृतौ च तदा प्रेमवष्ट्यास्वकमिं प्रयच्छ नमोक्षेन्द्रहोमैनमोदर्शदृश्या नमस्ते राधाजय स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाद विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं न सत्कुण्डलमकुले राजमनं
सिर्फ मेरे ही शिष्य नहीं, सभी भक्त, मैं आशा करता हूँ कि ये जो सर्वोत्तम सिद्धि है अपने ये प्राप्त करें, अपने जीवन को सफल बनाएं।
सकम्पात्रिरेखाङ्गकण्डा स्थितग्रैवं
से ही और भक्तों की सहायता से जो भी आपका रिकॉर्ड है आप उसको परास्त करके नया रिकॉर्ड बना सकते हैं।
प्रसीद प्रभो
तो मैं बहुत ही प्रसन्न हूँ यहाँ पर आकर, तो कुछ प्रश्न मैं लूंगा और उसके बाद मैं आपके घर में आ सकता हूँ।
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept our respectful obeisance and
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandar Pranam Prabhu.
Dandar Pranam
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandar Pranam. Dandar Pranam Prabhu.
back a little
Manibhushan
further.
Krishna
Yeah.
Prabhu. Prabhu.
That is cut off.
Prabhu, your voice is not coming. Manibhushan Krishna Prabhu. Voice is not coming.
Prabhu, go ahead.
Yes. Prabhu. Prabhu, you can welcome Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Dandarpana, Prabhu. Welcome to Kanyadesh. We are very happy and very fortunate to hear from you, Prabhu.
We're very happy to be here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
We always wanted to go, so now somehow or other by Zoom we came.
Hare Krishna.
You have any deities there in Kanyadesh?
Prabhu, in homes we have, in
Okay,
individual
no-
homes. Yeah.
All right.
But separately,
Okay.
no, Prabhu. Yes. So,
There is no temple, Prabhu.
Yeah, no, like Bahrain, they have Krishna Balaram. So you already sang Damodarastakam?
yes, Prabhu, yes.
Okay, very nice.
And also we are having a virtual Vrajdam tour, like every evening, past 3-4 days. We are having Katha.
Acha.
I know we will be loving to hear from you. That's why we, in this holy month of Kartik, we requested your association and your blessings.
And your good name?
My name is Shivaguna Krishna Das. Of course, our there's Manibhushan Krishna Prabhu also there.
Kaunsa Krishna Das?
Shivaguna Krishna Das.
Shiva Guna Krishna Das. Acha. From?
We are all from Kanyadesh, but basically from Tamil Nadu, Chennai.
Oh, it's Kaliyadesh. I thought it was Kanyadesh.
Kanyadesh for
Kanaya,
Kuwait.
All right. And you're originally from?
Originally from Tamil Nadu, near Vellur.
Acha.
Tiruvannamalai.
Sokyama. Sokyama.
Saukyam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So you speak very nice Tamil also.
That much I know. Sokyama, Sokyam, Unga Perana, Pashun Pal.
Hare Krishna, His Grace Deena Bandhu the Prabhu. Welcome to Kanyadesh.
Hare Krishna. So shall we start or we're waiting for?
Yes, Prabhu, we can start.
Just 1 second. Lift your hand.
Hare Krishna, Manibhushan Prabhu. Introduction needed, Prabhu?
Yes. Yeah, we will.
Block. Okay, now we're ready to go.
Shivaguna Prabhu, you can do.
Prabhu, we'll just introduce to the devotees here.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, we are very, very blessed and very fortunate to have with us His Grace Deena Bandhu Prabhu. So a short profile of Prabhu. His Grace Deena Bandhu Prabhu is born in Los Angeles, California, in USA. He joined the Krishna consciousness movement in Boulder, Colorado in 1969. So Prabhu is a direct disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He
Kind
first
of
met
you.
Srila Prabhupada in 1970 in Los Angeles, where he got initiated. He opened the first temple in Dallas, Texas. He was the president of Portland Temple from 1972 to 78. 1980, he moved to Colombia and he preached in Spanish. 1984, he moved to Vrindavan. 1986, he was appointed the president of Krishna Balaram Temple for 3 years, 3 months. Around 1988, Baba Madhav Das approached him to take over the restoration project in Vrinda Kund. He started taking people out on parikrama since he was president. In 2003, a beautiful carved stone temple of Srimati Vrinda Devi was inaugurated in Vrinda Kund, which Deena Bandhu Prabhu is still maintaining till date. Among various other significant projects in Vrindavan, Deena Bandhu Prabhu has helped in restoring the Samadhi Mandir, burial chamber of great saint Srila Sanatan Goswami. He has also been an active supporter to restore the sacred river Yamuna in Vrindavan. Whoever he comes across, he humbly invites them to come to Vrindavan and have darshan of all holy places. So everyone who has visited Vrindavan definitely knows Prabhu. by smiling face, and morning we can see him in Mangalarti and then on the Parikram. So most of the devotees in Kanyadesh also will be familiar with Prabhu and might have gone with him Parikrama also. Very happy and very blessed and fortunate to see Prabhu and hear from him. Let us all welcome Prabhu by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it's a great pleasure for me and great honor to be here with all the devotees of Kanyadesh. I've always wanted to go there. Somehow things are very strange these days in the world. We can't go anywhere. We're just locked in here with Krishna and Balaram, but we're coming to you by Zoom. This is very wonderful to be in association with all the devotees of Kanyadesh. And so you already chanted Dhammadarastakam, otherwise usually we start with Jai Radha Madhava, but we were listening to this beautiful, somebody was singing very beautifully. And anyway, it's a great honor and pleasure for us to serve you in this way. So we're reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 42, huh?
Yes, Prabhu, 42.
Dosar, we have everyone repeat, or we just read the verse?
We can just proceed, Prabhu, and later maybe.
Okay. Dosaritai kula gananam varna sankara karakai utsadyante jati dharma kula dharmascha shashvata. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Community projects for the 4 orders of human society, combined with family welfare activities, as they are set forth by the institution of Sanatana Dharma or Varnashram Dharma, are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about chaos in that society, and consequently, people forget the aim of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. That's the end of the purport. It's not going up.
Yes,
all right.
Yes, this is small purport, yes.
Okay. So we'll read that again. Dosairitai kulagnanam varna sankara karakai utsyadante jati dharma kula dharmascha shashvataha. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Savarandikam Adadanastranadantai Ridamya Che Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambujo Dulisyam Janma Janmani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. We're born in the darkest of ignorance with our eyes closed shut, but our spiritual master has opened our eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. Therefore, we offer our humble obeisances at his lotus feet. So here Arjuna is trying to give so many arguments why he shouldn't fight. Krishna is asking him to fight, but he's arguing with Krishna. Later he'll surrender to Krishna, and because now Prabhupada explains they're talking like friends. So friends sometimes argue, but spiritual master we cannot argue. But now he's presenting that if the elderly people are left from society, then there's no one to give protection to the protection of Sanatan Dharma, and the Sanatan Dharma is just lost, then the whole character of society is lost. So we shouldn't, he's giving this argument why we shouldn't do this battle. Because it's very important that we have Krishna conscious leaders. Otherwise, Prabhupada here he says it's just like the blind leading the blind. If a blind person is leading everyone, then surely they'll all fall into the ditch. So right now, all over the world, just like now in America, they're having a big election, which blind leader is going to lead the blind? And everybody's in big anxiety, who's going to win? And still they haven't declared yet. But we see that whole society is upside down because there's no real leaders of society. Kshatriya means he's second-class man, means, in other words, first-class man means Brahmin. They're not so good at administering, but they're good at giving advice. They're not very practical, but they know good advice because they study the scriptures and they know how to give proper guidance to the society. Brahman is meant to give guidance. But Kshatriyas, they're more active. Brahman is lazy intelligent. He knows, he reads and he studies and he knows how things should be. But Kshatriya, he's a little active intelligent. He understands what is to be done and he knows how to get it done. And Vaishyas, they're active, foolish. They know how to do things, but they have to be controlled by the Kshatriyas. Otherwise, we see the world now is controlled by this whole crazy idea of, well, not so crazy, but unleashed capitalism is crazy. Now we have a whole economy based on greed, and we're destroying the planet faster than the planet can replenish itself, and we're killing ourselves, but we don't care. We just want to get money anyway, anyhow, anyway. So whole economy is based on greed. So Kshatriya means he's a little intelligent. He can take advice from the Brahmins. What is the proper thing to do? And try to control the Vaishya. His business is to make money, but he has to be controlled. Otherwise he goes out of control, then the whole society, our whole world is being finished. Our air is polluted, our earth is polluted, our water is polluted, our minds are polluted. So we have to have this proper society. And if the elders of the society are killed, then it may not go on. And if it doesn't go on, then we have Prabhupada here, Krishna describes Varna Sankara, unwanted children. So right now the whole world is upside down in total chaos. Nobody knows what to do, and it's completely blind society, and they're all falling into the ditch of material existence. Nobody knows that the goal of this human form of life is to understand that I'm not this body. Everybody's totally convinced that I'm this body and my only business is to get as much enjoyment for this body until I die. Eat, drink, and be merry because tomorrow you'll die. But nobody knows, actually we don't die. This whole first instruction of Bhagavad Gita by Krishna to Arjuna is that the soul never dies. Dehanusminyata de komaram juvanam jara tatra de antara praptir Dhiras tatra namuyate. Krishna says, Deha ant, body ends, but we don't end. We're the soul residing within this body. This body is just like a vehicle. Just like you have your car. Now you don't identify yourself with the car, that I'm Mr. Volkswagen, I'm Mr. Hyundai, I'm Mr. Ford, I'm Mr. Cadillac, I'm Mr. Mercedes. No, we don't identify like that. I may own a Mercedes car, I may own a Hyundai car, but I'm different from that vehicle. And just like your vehicle, we have to put some petrol in it and it runs. So this body, we have to put some food and it runs. And our vehicle, backside is going put, put, put. So backside this vehicle also put, put, put is going on. But it is just a vehicle. We don't think that when the vehicle breaks down, that, oh, now the man has died. No, he gets another car. So this is the most essential knowledge for human society. And without Brahmins to give us this give us guidance that the real knowledge, real purpose of this life is to understand that soul, then the whole society is upside down and lost, and they're headed for chaos. Just like we see, I think America's headed for big chaos right now because both leaders are totally blind and their followers are blinder. So this, who owns the body, he's the important thing. Not so, the car is not so important. The owner of the car is important. We say the car is driving down the street, even in our ordinary languages, but cars don't drive. A person drives the car. So same way, we're convinced we're this body, that I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm Italian, I'm Russian, I'm Chinese. We're thinking, oh, I'm gold, I'm young, I'm boss, I'm a worker, I'm woman, I'm a man. We're identifying all these things as the vehicle. But the vehicle is not so important as the owner of the vehicle. But we've been sitting in this vehicle for so long, just like you have the experience when you're riding in the bus. Now somebody's parked illegally at the corner, too close to the corner, and the bus is turning and it's going to scrape, right? And then what do? We go, as if we're going to feel some scrape in our side. Don't we do like that? But the bus is going to be scraped. We're not going to be scraped, but we've ridden on the bus for so long, we've identified ourselves with the bus. Same way we've ridden in this body for so long, for so many, many lifetimes. We've been riding in these bodies. We've identified that I am this body. But this is the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita, that we have to come to this point to understand the real importance of life is to understand that soul and to liberate that soul from this material existence and get it back to the lotus feet of Krishna as his eternal servant. So this is very important for human society. They have proper leaders who can take advice from Brahmanas and can guide the society away from this. Now we're just controlled by Kam, Krodh, and Lobh. We're just greedy for money anyway, anyhow. We think that perfection of life is to have money. Doesn't matter how you get it, what nasty things you did, how many people you killed to get that money. If you got money, you're respectable in society. Whereas in real society, Varnashram society, who's respectable? Who's self-controlled, whose mind is peaceful, whose lust is down. These are all good qualities, self-controlled. These are all the good qualities. This makes someone respectable like that. But everything is upside down, and therefore Arjuna is afraid that if the elders are not there to guide the society, then this chaos will come and we'll miss the opportunity. Very rarely we get this human form of life. 8,400,000 species, and only 400 are human. And of those human, only very few are actually civilized. If we don't take advantage of this civilized human form of life to understand that we're not this body, we're the soul inside this body, and that soul inside this body is the eternal servant of Krishna, then the whole mission of human life is wasted. Again, we have to take another birth. Again, we have to struggle. Everybody in this material world is struggling and struggling, trying to get happiness, but hardly anybody's happy. Prabhupada said, for so many millions of lifetimes, you've been trying to satisfy your senses. I was sitting there in Los Angeles when Prabhupada said this. For so many millions of lifetimes, you've been trying to satisfy your senses. Anybody can say, now I'm fully satisfied. Anybody can say? Prabhupada asked us. No, no one can say. No one can say. So this is very rare opportunity. And we have to take advantage. So therefore, we have to have proper leaders and proper society. Therefore, Prabhupada has incorporated this international society for Krishna. We can all associate with ourselves as devotees and help each other. The material world, everybody's trying to stab each other in the back, but our Krishna conscious society is meant to help each other to gain this real information about the soul, to study Bhagavad Gita. Now we've invented so many things to not study. We have this Ek Ankwali Asur. Of course, we're all using this Ek Ankwali Asur today for distributing spiritual knowledge, but mostly people just sit in front of this Ek Ankwali Asur, this one-eyed Asura, watching useless things, forgetting about the purpose of life. But our main business is to study Prabhupada's books so we can understand the purpose of life and teach other people to understand that and take us all back to home, back to Godhead, the spiritual world, where there's no Trumps, there's no Bidens, there's no wars, there's no birth, deaths, disease, and old age. Hare Krishna. So I was thinking that now we're in the month of Damodar. So Jiva Goswami and his Ananda is Gopal Champu, and Kavi Karnapur and his Ananda Vrindavan Champu. They've given very many wonderful details to this Damodar Leela. And our acharyas in their commentaries on this portion of Srimad Bhagavatam also given very, very wonderful details about this particular Leela. So, yes, in fact, yesterday we were just there at the Damodar Leela place. And I'm happy to say nobody knows what is Karuna. They only know Corona. They don't know Corona, they only know Karuna. Only thing they know about Corona is that nobody's coming. I never saw Gokul so empty in my life. No one was, hardly anyone who was there. But anyway, we're going to go to Gokul. We're going to take you all there without visa, without ticket, without reservation, without mask, without lockdown. We're all going to go to Gokul today. Because in Gokul, Krishna was just a small boy. And he was the son of Mother Yasoda and Nanda Baba. And Mother Yasoda, she was very concerned because all of her friends were coming to her and telling her that your Lala comes to our house and steals our butter, milk, and yogurt. Especially our butter, Binai. And Mother Yasoda thought, but my Pati Dev, Nanda Baba, he has 9 lakhs of cows, means almost 1 megabyte. So do dahi, ghee, makan, ye sab, nadi ki barabar hamara ghar par beti rehti hai. These things are flowing like river in our house. Why Lala will go to someone else's house to steal? It must be that the servant girls are not properly making the butter. Mother Yasoda sighed. Oh, it's so hard to get good help these days. Even 5,000 years ago, Mother Yasoda had this complaint. She thought tomorrow is Diwali, which comes right in the middle of the month of Kartik. This Damodar pastime happened in the Diwali day, so the whole month has become known as Damodar. And so she thought, tomorrow's Diwali, so I will give all the girls day off, chutti. And I myself will churn the butter, then Lala won't have to go to others' house to steal. So that night, she got the milk from Krishna's favorite cow, Padma Ganda. Because we heard just now that Nanda Baba has 9 lakhs of cows. Of those, he has 1,000 that are special cows. They feed them the nicest, juiciest, richest grass in Braj, and they take the milk of those 1,000 cows and feed it to 100 very special cows. And they take the milk of those 100 very special cows and feed it to 10 super special cows. Then those 10 super special cows, they take the milk and they feed it to Krishna's favorite cow, Padma Ganda. So you may be able to figure out. Padma means lotus, and Ganda means fragrance. Her milk is fragrant just like a lotus. So they took that, Mother Yasoda took that milk and she heated it up. And then when it cooled down a bit, she put the yogurt culture in. Because in Braj, we don't scrape off the cream and turn that into butter. We take the whole milk, turn it into yogurt, and take that full whole milk yogurt, we turn it into butter. In fact, I read one article that says that butter and ghee made from the yogurt creates good cholesterol, and that made from the cream creates bad cholesterol. Because you guys worry about all these things these days, I'm telling you, I read this article. So next day, she wanted to churn all that wonderful yogurt into butter. Now, all the mothers out there, you know very well one thing. And those of you going to be mothers someday, you'll learn very quickly, or you can learn from Mother Yasoda. You cannot get anything done around the house as long as the children are awake. Is it? So Mother Yasoda, she put her Lala to rest. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So when her Lala was sound asleep, then she took the yogurt and she went into the butter churning room. And there's a big pot. And she poured all of that dahi into the butter churning pot. And there's 2 ropes tied to the wall. And she took the big churning rod and stuck it between those 2 ropes. Then she wrapped another rope around like this. And she began to churn that yogurt. Prrr, 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 prrr. Just like, the sound is just like mridanga drum. And Mother Yasoda has so many bangles. I'm always unhappy when I go to the West, especially our Western ladies. They have no bangles. But Mother Yasoda has so many bangles. So all those bangles going ching, 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 like kartal. And Mother Yasoda is singing the names of her Lala. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So Mridanga is there, Kartal is there, and Krishna Nam is there. So this is Nam Sankirtan. Now Srila Prabhupada told us one time that when you chant Hare Krishna, then Radha and Krishna go, oh, someone is chanting our name. And Prabhupada explained that the trick is to sing so sweetly that Radha and Krishna will say, oh, someone is chanting our name with so much love. Let us go and see who it is. So Mother Yasoda, she is singing with Vatsalya Prem Kirtan. Now our ordinary Kirtan draws Radha and Krishna's attention. So what to speak of a Vatsalya Prem Kirtan? How Lala is going to sleep when such a Kirtan is going on? So he woke up. But his bed is very tall and he is very small. He couldn't see how to get down from the bed. He was looking here and there. Then he put his legs over the edge of the bed, but he's too small, he can't touch the floor. And now he's down so far, he can't pull himself up either. He's unable. He began to cry. But Mother Yasoda, she's singing and churning. Brr, brr, ching, ching. She can't hear his crying. Anyway, anyhow, he finally let go. Boom, he came down. Then he ran to the butter churning room. And that person who's churning the hearts of everyone in the universe, he's trying to stop the churning rod of Mother Yasoda. So Mother Yasoda, she saw this little boy trying to stop her churning rod, and she thought, oh, he must be hungry. So she took Lala and put him on her lap, and she pressed her breast into his mouth and began to feed him milk. And she was just enjoying the most transcendental ecstasy. She's seeing the beautiful Mukha Chandra, moon-like face of her Lala. And he's drinking milk from her breast. We can't imagine the fortune of Mother Yasoda. And she's seeing little drops of milk or little pearls, beep, beep, from the corners of his mouth leaking out. Beep, beep, beep. She just forgot everything. In fact, she forgot that in the kitchen, there's some milk boiling to make sweets for Lala. And we read in Srimad Bhagavatam that milk began to boil over. But our acharyas and their tikas, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they explain that what happened was that milk was thinking that Lala, he has unlimited love for Yasoda. And Yasoda has unlimited love for Lala. She will go on giving milk, he will go on drinking, she will go on giving, he will go on taking, she will go on giving. This will go on forever. I will never get offered to Krishna. What is the use of my life? That milk decided to suicide himself by jumping into the fire. So suddenly, Mother Yasoda, she smelled something. And she put Lala down. Actually, I should say she tried to put Lala down. Because in English, we have a saying, like a monkey on your back. When I lived in South America, we had a pet monkey. And once he's on your shoulder, you can't get him off. You try to put him down, he'll put his tail around your neck, he'll grab your ear, he'll grab your arm, he'll grab your kurta with his foot. In so many ways, you just can't get him off your back. So Mother Yasoda tried to put Lala down. He twisted his legs around Mother Yasoda's arm. He pulled her choti, he pulled her sari. In this way, with great difficulty, Mother Yasoda placed him on the ground. And she ran to the kitchen, and we heard that she sprinkled some water to try to make the milk stop from overboiling, and she pulled some wood out of the fire. But our acharyas have explained in their tikas that milk was thinking that Mother Yasoda, she had the perfection of life. We can't imagine the fortune of Mother Yasoda. Lala in his most beautiful form of Gopal, sitting on her lap, drinking milk from her very own breast. We can't imagine the fortune of Mother Yasoda. All we can say is, Ma Yasoda ki jai. But she's not worried about her own perfection. She's worried about this milk, who is a devotee who will get offered to Krishna in the form of sweets. She's worried about the Vaishnavas. Seeing Mother Yasoda's extraordinary love for the Vaishnavas, that milk decided not to suicide himself. He jumped back into the pot. Meanwhile, Krishna was very angry. I was drinking milk so nicely, and my Maya just threw me on the ground like this and ran away. What can I do? What rascal thing I can do? So he thought about breaking that pot. But that pot is very heavy. This big wooden churning rod is there. It has to be a very heavy pot. But there's this very heavy rock that we use for grinding all the spices, for grinding all the palak to make palak paneer. So that's very heavy rock. He took that rock and pow, he smashed a hole in the butter churning pot. And all this half-churned butter and whey went all over the floor. Then Lala thought, uh-oh, I'm in big trouble now. And he looked all around and he ran out of the butter churning room. But on the way out of the butter churning room, he spied the milk, the yogurt, the makan, butter, benai, hanging from the pots in the storeroom. So he ran into the storeroom, but the pots are very high, and he's very small. So he saw the ukkal, the grinding mortar, wooded grinding mortar. So he climbed on top of that grinding mortar, he got the pot down, and he took it outside to the courtyard, and he began to eat butter. Now, those of you who've been here to Vrindavan, you know that as soon as there's something to eat, who comes? Yeah, you're right, monkeys. So all the monkeys came. And Krishna thought, actually, these monkeys, in my previous incarnation as Lord Ram, they did so much service for me. I didn't give them a thing. Now at least let me give them a little butter. So he began to feed butter to all the monkeys. The Mother Yasoda set the milk right. She came back to the butter churning room and she saw a big mess. Now it's not hard to figure out what happened. There's these little buttery footprints that go out of the churning room, go into the storeroom, little buttery footprints all over the ukkal, the wooden grinding mortar, little buttery footprints that go outside to the courtyard. On the way to the courtyard, she grabbed a stick. And Mother Yasoda began to look for where that Lala is hiding. Now, those of you who've been to Vrindavan, you see that most of us who stay here permanently, we all have a stick. Because you'll go across the street to buy your fruits and different things. And the monkey, when you're walking back across the street, not minding your business, a monkey will come behind, rip that bag out of your hand, and all the monkeys will scramble around and grab everything. Or that monkey will jump on your shoulder, grab your glasses, and be off onto the top of the wall and start to chew that part of the glass that sits on your nose. And you can shake your hands, you can yell, you can scream, but he's out of your reach. For him, you don't exist. He just sits there with your glasses. But if you have a stick, he sees that stick, he throws those glasses and runs away. As you see, all of us who live here in Vrindavan, we always have a stick. It's good for monkeys with tails. It's even good for monkeys without tails. So, Krishna's got his back to Mother Yasoda, so he doesn't see her coming with a stick. But all those monkeys saw that stick. They all ran up into the tree. Then Lala, what happened? He turned around, he saw Mother Yasoda's coming with a stick. And he began to run. And he's running all around the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And Mother Yasoda's behind. But Mother Yasoda has big, heavy hips and big, swollen breasts. She cannot run so fast. And she's running and running and running and running. Finally, Lala saw that she's huffing and puffing. And he felt sorry for his mother, because his mother loves him so much. Because Krishna cannot be tied except with love, or he cannot be caught except with love. So finally, as we're singing, Atyant Drutam, she was running very fast. So she caught that little fellow from behind. And he began to rub his eyes and smear his kajal all over his face. And he's looking at that stick of Mother. Don't beat me, Maya. Are Maya, don't beat me. So Mother Yasoda thought it's not good if he gets too afraid. So she threw that stick away. And Lala's still afraid, but Maya, I won't do it again. I'll be good. I won't do it again. Please forgive me. I won't do it again. And Mother Yasoda, she said, all right, Lala, I'm going to forgive you. We didn't read this in Srimad Bhagavatam, but our acharyas have explained that Mother Yasoda said, I'm going to forgive you. But you did two offenses, two aparads. First, you broke the butter pot. That was a naughty thing to do. But that one I'm going to forgive you. But the stealing, if you grow up to become a thief, you will get so much trouble in your life. I'm going to have to correct you for that. So out of love, I'm going to punish you. And your accomplice in this theft was this Ukal. So I'm going to tie the both of you together. So Mother Yasoda, she got some rope and she tied the rope around the Ukal and she tied around Lala, and it was 2 fingers too short. And she got some more ropes and she tied it around again. It's 2 fingers too short. All her old lady friends came, all the older gopis came, and they're laughing. They said, Maya, with a little black string, you tied it around his waist this morning. Now with all this rope, you can't tie him up. Because you come to Braj in the village, you'll see that all the mothers, they put little black string on their children to protect them. Now with all this rope, you can't tie him up. But Mother Yasoda's upset, she's angry. Anger means Rajagun. Can we tie up Krishna with Rajagun? We can't even tie him up with Sattvagun. Then she got more ropes. And all the ladies are laughing. Mother Yasoda, she also began to laugh. Soon as Mother Yasoda was laughing, she transcended all the modes. Immediately she could tie up her Lala. Because we read in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has no beginning, middle, and end. How you'll tie something up like that? But Krishna can be tied with love. He's tied by Mother Yasoda's love. Then she went to clean up the mess in the butter churning room. So Krishna's tied there to the Ukal. Then Balaram and all the cowherd boys came. And Kanaya, he saw Baldao. He said, oh, Baldao, help me. And Baldao, he saw what happened. He became very angry. Are Lala, who did this? Kanaya, who did this? I will burn that person to ashes. Because we know in his form as Anantashesh, he burns all the universe to ashes at the end. I will burn them to ashes. Said Maya did this. Maya did this? What did you do? I didn't do nothing, Maya. Nah, I'm not going to help. Then he said, Madhumangal, hey Batuka, young Brahmin boy means Batuka. Hey Batu, untie me. And Madhumangal said, you guys always make the plan. You guys always execute the plan. Then you guys all run away. And I'm lame. I get stuck behind. I'm the one that gets in trouble. Now you're in trouble. I'm not getting involved. Are Stoka Krishna, Sridham. You guys untying, you make it tighter. Because this knot is tied with Vatsalya Ras. And cowherd boys are in Sakhi Ras. Sakhi Ras can't untie this Vatsalya Ras knot. It's all right, get out of the way. You guys are useless. Then he saw those 2 Arjun trees, and he knows Narad Muni has cursed Nalakuvera and Manigriva to become these Arjun trees. So he crawled in between, but the Ukkal, the grinding mortar, got stuck. Then Krishna put 1 foot on one tree, 1 foot on the other tree, he pulled. Actually, didn't even have to pull. Just by the touch of his feet, they were released from that curse of Narad Muni. And these trees came crashing down with a huge roar, covering the whole courtyard with their branches. Just Lala was safe in between. Nanda Baba, he heard this horrible noise. He came running from the fields. He saw Lala lying between these 2 huge Arjun trees that had fallen down. He immediately ran there. He's in Vatsalya Ras. He immediately untied that knot. Lala jumped into his arm. And Baba said, Lala, who did this to you? I said, Baba, Maya. And what did you do? Baba, I didn't do nothing, Baba. Huh? No, what did you do? Then Mother Yasoda, she also heard that noise. She came running. She saw Lala in Baba's arms. So she came to take him, but Baba hid his face. And she came on this side, he hid his face on this side. Then she went running to her room, crying like a cow who's lost her calf. And Baba said, Lala, you go to your Maya. And no, Baba, I don't want to see this Maya. Are Lala, who's going to bathe you and get you ready for bed tonight? I said, you, Baba. And Lala, who's going to heat up the milk and feed you your milk before rest? There's two, Baba. I don't want to see this Rascal Maya. And who's going to put you to rest and tuck you into bed? I said, two, Baba. Who's going to wake you up in the morning? Two, Baba. Who's going to get you dressed and give you a bath and get you dressed? Two, Baba. So Nanda Maharaj took him home. And he got the milk ready, fed him his milk, put him in bed. And Lala said, Baba, tell me a story. So Nanda Maharaj said, once there was an evil king named Hiranyakashipu, and he terrorized the whole universe. He was a great demon who terrified the whole universe. We thought this terrorism was something new that's been going on for at least 5,000 years. So one day he tried to teach Prahlad also to become a demon, but he was preaching Krishna consciousness to his friends. So Hiranyakashipu took him on his lap and said, Lala, said, Prahlad, what is the best thing that you've learned in the school? He said, in your school, I didn't learn anything nice, but I did learn that the best thing is to surrender to Lord Vishnu and leave this dark material world. Lord Vishnu, now you've become mixed up with our enemy. Where is this Vishnu? Where is this God of yours? Oh, Baba, he's everywhere. Acha, your God is everywhere? Is he here? Is he here? Is he in this pillar here? Yes, Baba, he's there in the pillar also. And Baba drew his sword and he smashed that pillar to smithereens. And Lala jumped on his bed and went rah and pretended to be Nrsimhadev and ripped Hiranyakashipu. And then the Maharaj said, wait a minute, I never told him this story before. How does he know the end? Okay, now Lala, you go take rest. So next morning he woke up Lala, he bathed him and dressed him. Then Mother Rohini came running and she was in great distress. And she said, Mother Yasoda, she's going to leave. And Lala understood that Mother Yasoda is so upset, she may leave her body. He jumped out of Baba's arms. He ran to Mother Yasoda and jumped into her arms. Yasoda Damodar ki. So this pastime happened right in the month of Kartik, in the very middle on Diwali day. So that whole month has become known as Damodar. This is a beautiful story of Yashoda Damodar. Now we know that Prabhupada used to live in a temple called Radha Damodar. Radha Damodar is a different Leela. And the end of Kartik, on Kartik Purnima, Krishna was late for meeting the gopis and Radharani for the rasa dance. And Radharani took a golden rope and tied it around his waist and demanded to know where he was. She was thinking he must have been with some other gopi. He said, no, today's Kartik Purnima. My Maya Yasoda had a big function in the house and she kept me back. I came as soon as I could. And then Radharani untied him and released him from this, bound up around his waist by the golden ropes. So that is from Bhavishya Puran we learn about Radha Damodar. So we'll put our voice to rest here today. You may have some questions, so we'll leave a few minutes for some questions and we'll try to answer your inquiries. Hare Krishna. Sri Damodar ki jai.
Jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for it was a really nectar to hear from you. So we'll ask devotees if they have any questions. We can unmute yourself and ask Prabhu now. It's a very wonderful opportunity to learn more. Hare Krishna. Braj Prakash Prabhu,
No
audio is
questions?
not coming. Prabhu, your audio is not coming.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. It was just like I was in Gokul only. So,
Of course.
so nicely you explained. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Krishna was in front of me actually.
Hare Krishna.
Thanks.
Well, I told
Hare
you we're
Krishna.
going to Gokul, no ticket and no visa.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for that. Thank you. And especially that ning time sounds of her bangles and the churning road
Yes.
and all. So nicely you explained that it was in front of my eye actually.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Braj Prakash Prabhu, Prabhu, your voice was not coming. Yeah.
Prabhu, now it's okay, Prabhu? I'm audible?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhu, so please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. And we are very, very grateful to you. In fact, Prabhu, 5 years back, we had a yatra from Kanyadesh, around 100 devotees. We came to Brinda Kund. And under your shelter, Prabhu, we had taken prasadam over there, and we had a little hearing also from you. So very, very grateful to you, Prabhuji. Prabhu, my question is not kind of question. We need some advice from you, Prabhuji. Actually, we have been hearing about you, and whenever we look at you, we can see that how wonderfully you are relishing the Braj Rasa, Prabhu. And every time you are so blissful all the time. So we were thinking that now being a sadhaka, we practice, we hear, we chant, we hear. But how to develop such a deep and profound love and affection from Vrindavan Dham, Prabhuji? So with experience, if you can advise something, practical tips that how we can develop such a very deep, profound love and affection for Vrindavan Dham, Prabhuji.
Two things. One, you have to serve Vaishnavas. Just like Mother Yasoda, she wasn't interested in her own benefit. She was thinking this milk is meant to be offered to Krishna. So that milk, he jumped back into the pot because he saw Mother Yasoda's love for the Vaishnavas. People ask, how did you stay here for so long? Because I'm serving the Vaishnavas. I don't have any bhakti, I don't have any love for Krishna, I don't have anything. But somehow I'm seeing the devotees, they're preaching in all these far off, horrible places. So I'm serving them. So somehow or other I've developed this taste. Other is to serve Vrindavan. We shouldn't come here just like tourists. Just like this year is not, where nobody's coming. We went out yesterday for the first time after 8 months. We haven't been outside hardly the campus of the temple for 8 months. And everyone's crying, nobody's coming. But I remember there was one Mercian lady who lived in Toronto. She would come in the Prikavas with me, and she would bring gifts for all the temples that we go to visit. Just like in Barsana, there's one Dan Bihari, who has beautiful keshar and chandan and kampur, beautiful decorations on his face. So she would always bring a little box of keshars, saffron, for that temple. So like that, we should serve Vrindavan. Because I first joined, then myself and Pundarik Vidyanidhi, very wonderful godbrother, we had a bus and we traveled UP, MP, Rajasthan, enrolling life members and doing preaching programs and distributing books. So we served Vrindavan for about 2 years. Then they dragged me off that bus and I'm stuck here in Vrindavan. I can't go anywhere. They made me the president. And after that, I'm just staying here. I'm serving the Vaishnavas and serving Vrindavan Dham. So in this way, we developed some little taste. So you serve Vaishnavas and serve the Dham somehow or another. It's like we have our ISKCONVrindavan.com. You can go there. There's so many projects you can donate for. But nobody's coming. Somehow we have to run this big, big temple and no one's coming. We can go there and you can donate for some of our projects for Goshala, for deities, for kitchen. Now, so there's still so many hundreds of devotees in the community that everybody we're feeding every day for Kartik for free. You can go there and give donation for the kitchen to feed Vaishnavas. Serving Dham and serving Vaishnavas both at the same time.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. We are really very, very grateful to you because for the decades together, so many decades together, you have been giving your blessing to all of us who goes to Vrindavan Dham. And the glories of
With all
Vrindavan
the
being
blessings
revealed.
of Prabhupada and blessings of the Vaishnavas.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Definitely, we will be look forward for giving donation on behalf of Kanya Desh. And actually, we were in Vrajavantal Yatra on these days. 5 days we visited a lot of places. Today we'll be doing Govardhan Parikrama. And tomorrow we will be going to Gokula also. So hopefully we will be visiting our Vrinda Kund also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
No, thank you for this opportunity to serve.
Comments?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Okay. So on behalf of all the assembled devotees and Kanya Desh Yatra, we wish to convey our gratitude towards you for this wonderful and enlightening class. So we will all together, we will thank Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram.
Ram.
Okay, Kanya Desh Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Yes, Deena Bandhu Prabhu ki jai.
Hindu Vaishnav Brahma, Pancha Kalpada,
Kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnave.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you very
My
much,
pleasure.
Chandramukhi Prabhu,
Hare
for
Krishna.
giving us this Nectarian association. So, as we mentioned, we will have Govardhan Parikrama today, evening during our Brajamandal Parikrama. So please join all of you. We will have His Grace Sri Bhagavad Seva Das Prabhu with us, and Prabhuji will be taking us. And tomorrow we will be concluding session. We'll be going to Nandagaon, Gokula. 6:30, everybody can join. And also during this month of Kartik, we are all offering Deepadan. Along with Deepadan, we are introduced some other services also, especially Shastradan. You can donate Bhagavad Gita or any other books to the needy people. And also we are collecting Vastradan. There are a lot of unused dresses are available with all our devotees. You can take them and you can press it nicely and you can hand over to us. We will be distributing all these dresses to the needy people in India, especially in the tribal community. Our His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Sai Maharaj's project is there. So we will be distributing through that. So anybody is having unused dresses, but new, you can hand over to us. We can utilize this opportunity. Thank you very much. And Hare Krishna. Any other announcements? Please, one more announcement. Every day we people are, all devotees are doing Arati. Please register yourself in this Lamp a Day campaign by Congregational Development Ministry, and everybody can give your contributions, the lamps you offered, the japa you are doing, and the books you are reading, everything you can convey to that site. It is Japa a Day campaign is there. We already shared in the groups. You can log into that and you can give the details. It will be a global event. Everybody can part of that event. Hare Krishna. Krishna Bhaji, any other announcements?
Hare Krishna, of this lamp, we are see any app is there we have to install, or how? Or directly through that link Google like link form we have to update.
Okay. And
Hare
also
Krishna.
this month we'll have a quiz for all the devotees. We already shared the materials related to Kartik month, Damodara Lila, Damodara Ashtagam, and these details. You can go through those details, and we'll have a Kahoot quiz program end of the month. That is on 27th Friday. We will have a Kahoot quiz for all the devotees and children. Everybody can part of that. Hare Krishna, you can register for that.
Prabhu, these lamps we are there is an app we have to install, or how we are through link we have to update?
Yeah, we will send that link project. We will send the link to all the groups.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I think 11th will be Ekadashi. So everybody can fast on this holy month. It is very important Ekadashi. So don't miss it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. So you will conclude?
Yes, Prabhu. YouTube you can.
Yeah, okay.